Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Homage to the elder apostles of the great millstone who well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And all you Negroes, you so-called black men and black women, you should be very ashamed of yourself. And, we ain't even at inauguration day, and this old decrepit pedophile's already smacking you in your face. All right, now, in this little video that I want to play, this was a leaked private call that he had with these civil rights activists, and you're literally going to hear him in a roundabout way cussing Jake out, like he's literally talking down on him. All right, and Jake. One thing we know about Jake is, if you talk to Jake any kind of way, you talk to them crazy, Jake is gonna get real stiff with you. Jake don't like people talking to them any kind of way. But but if you allow Massa, the so-called white man, if he talk to you a certain kind of way, you're just gonna, go on ahead and allow him to talk any kind of way to you because of who he is. You're so used to him in a exalted position, looking down on you, talking down to you, with your neck down in the dirt, with his knee, over it. You're used to that. And that's why the scriptures say, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? All right. You got Jake's feeling all liberated, like they got this big victory when they don't even realize what they in for. It ain't even inauguration day, and he's already showing his true colors. After you done gave him your vote, or you done put yourself out there as the face of those who actually help get this devil the victory into the White House. You're now the face of the controversy around this whole voter fraud situation. And this is what you get. This is what y'all get in return. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video, and y'all be the judge. All right, how this devil was talking to these these so-called black civil rights activists. You're gonna listen to him talk down to him like a slave master talking to a slave. All right, I shit you not. But let's play the video so we can get into it.
I'm going to be playing you some leaked audio of a Joe Biden and Kamala Harris closed-door meeting with black civil rights leaders, including folks like Al Sharpton. You were not meant to hear this audio, neither was I, neither was anyone in the public, which is why it's so important to hear Joe Biden mean what he actually says when he's not expecting to be recorded. And so I want to play you a few examples, and then we're going to come back and break it down a little bit.
This is a completely closed call, so just want to remind you of that. There's no recording.
I'm the first person, black or white, who called attention to the fact that you were finding that there was the rate of people who are African Americans are dying was 3 times that of white people. I don't carry around a stamp on my head saying progressive and I'm AOC, but I have more of a record of getting things done in the United States Congress than anybody you know. Let's get something straight. You shouldn't be disappointed. What I've done so far is more than anybody else has done this far. Okay? Number one. Number two, I mean what I say when I say it. There's some things that I'm going to be able to do by executive order. And I'm not going to hesitate to do it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do what Anita, you probably used to get angry with me during the debates. When you'd have some of the people you were supporting said, on day one, I'm going to executive order to do this. Not within the constitutional authority. I am not going to violate the Constitution. There is a Constitution. It's our only hope. Our only hope. And the way to deal with it is where I have executive authority, I will use it to undo every single damn thing this guy has done by executive authority. But I'm not going to exercise executive authority where it's questioned, where I can come along and say, I can do away with assault weapons. There's no executive authority to do away with that. And no one's fought harder to get rid of assault weapons than me. Me. Because you can't do it by executive order. You do that, next guy comes along and says, well, guess what? By executive order, I'm going to say everybody can own machine guns again. So we got to be careful. I know you all know this. I know you know it. I don't think we should make that a big issue going into before January 5th when the election takes place down in Georgia. But I also don't think we should get too far ahead of ourselves on dealing with police reform in that, because they've already labeled us as being defund the police. Anything we put forward in terms of the organizational structure to change policing, which I promise you will occur, promise you. Just think to yourself and give me advice whether we should do that before January 5th, because that's how they beat the living hell out of us across the country, saying that we're talking about defunding the police. We're not. We're talking about holding them accountable. I just raise it with you to think about. How much do we push between now and January 5th? We need those 2 seats about...
Excuse me, of this damn ad pushing this witchcraft.
Police reform. And so this comes from leaked reporting by Ryan Grimm at The Intercept. He obtained this leaked recording, he obtained it, and wrote an article about it. In that article, there's a 15-minute version of these clips. There's a lot more in there. So I want you to go and listen to the full audio, and I want you to go and read Ryan's article, share his article. Fantastic reporting. But I wanted to bring you just a few examples there that show some common themes. One, Joe Biden still speaks about black people and about other minorities in this sort of condescending tone that simultaneously, he understands even better than they do, the disadvantages black people face. He says that even before black people, I was talking about racial injustice, which is absurd. That's basically what he's implying in the first part of that clip. He also shows that he's very defensive when even friendly people to him, people that helped organize the vote for him, have gentle criticisms that he basically lashes out behind closed doors. Like, how dare these black civil rights leaders tell me I need to do better? But crucially there are 2 moments. One, Joe Biden is basically saying that he doesn't want to use his executive power unless it's absolutely unquestioned whether he can. He's not going to actually flex any muscle. He might undo the things Donald Trump did. He'll do little things here and there. But if there's any debate at all about whether he can use his powers, he doesn't want to do it. And he says it's about, I can't do this because if I do it, the next guy's going to come in and do something even worse, undo all I did, and use what I did as a pretext to do more. But Joe Biden is either a naive fool or he's lying to these people, because it doesn't matter. The Republicans are not good faith actors. It doesn't matter if Joe Biden is the most cautious executive power user in modern American history, or whether he uses his powers with reckless abandon every day. The point is, the next Republican will do whatever they can to crush opposition. And it doesn't matter how Joe Biden acts. Joe Biden, again, he either doesn't get that or he does and doesn't care. So what these civil rights leaders are asking for, and go listen to the full clip. I didn't want to just, poach Ryan's entire reporting, but they're basically saying, we want you to be bold. We want you to be principled. We want you to fight for the best legislation you can, but barring that, do as much as you can with executive orders to help us and help our communities and help the most disadvantaged Americans. And Biden's like, nah, not really. I'm not going to do that. If there's any whinging from any Republican, I'm not going to do it.